1/3 of our lives. Research shows we'll spend about 1/3 of our lives at work. While you may change companies over that span, it's still a lot of time in the workplace. The day-to-day job may evolve, but often the workflow and the vibe of a company won't. So, what kind of workplace would be an ideal fit for you? How can you tell if you'll thrive or go stagnant in your job before signing on? To answer these questions, we have to put the workplace and ourselves under the magnifying glass and take a closer look at company culture. It's the good, the bad, and the toxic. Hey, it's Mary Williams here, and once again, we're talking jobs. Brand strength, salary, perks. These are just a few of the key things we think about when considering a career opportunity. But company culture also deserves to be on that list. Whether you're interested in one day working for a big corporation, a small boutique, or a mid-sized nonprofit, you can't really escape the importance of company culture. On one hand, a good culture can lift you up, inspire you to be your best self, and deepen your engagement to the work. On the other hand, a bad culture, or a badly fitting one, may beat down your ambition, your career trajectory, and your mood. In other words, you want to do everything you can to jump in with the company from this hand. You saw the benefits, right? To do that, let's talk about what to look out for in a company and the questions we should actually be asking ourselves first. Let's start with a really basic definition of company culture. It's the collective mission, expectations, and values that guide a company's employees, plus the working environment. We're talking about shared beliefs and values as established by company leaders, employee perceptions and behaviors, as well as the ground rules for interacting, both within the company and externally. The company culture basically sets the context for everything a business does. This is why it can be hard to define. It's broad, but it has an impact on our satisfaction at work and even our success. Think about it. You can probably figure out what a company mission is by just looking at its annual goals. It's often public knowledge. However, the way it treats its employees, and in turn how those employees treat each other, is harder to figure out. Let's highlight what the ideal workplace culture might look and feel like. It's respectful. It has positive and encouraging atmosphere. Coworkers actually care about each other. It values innovation, professional development, and the experience of the workers. And bosses aren't just bosses, they're mentors. This ideal workplace might also have appropriate boundaries. I'm talking about time off. Your list probably goes longer, but the truth is, it's not one size fits all. And in the real world, there's always room for improvement. So it may not be good or bad, but somewhere in between. And then there are toxic workplaces. That's right, I'm back. Because we have to get real about toxic workplace culture, okay? The most obvious thing is just avoid them at all costs. Here's why. According to human resource group SHRM, a toxic work environment is one that people dread going to. They don't feel like they can be honest with their manager or coworkers and may even experience or witness some form of discrimination due to the culture. Toxic workplaces come in many forms, but some clues are when policies are valued over people, or if everything is only about profits and the general ethos is that everyone is for themselves. These places can be cliquish and promote competition over collaboration. The manager style is often motivated by the use of power and control, and fear is used as a weapon. Usually, we can blame those managers for creating the toxic culture, but a lack of honest communication can keep it festering for a long time. So, okay, is that enough negativity for one video? Cool. Now, where was I? Oh, yeah. Am I back? Okay. Clearly, toxic workplaces can be a trigger for some. When it's not toxic, the key is whether or not the workplace is a good fit for you. This means asking yourself some questions, like, do you value independent work or collaborative team situations? Some companies believe there's no I in the word team, so an us and we mentality pervades. Other companies might motivate their employees through more individualized goals. Another basic question, do you hate cubicles? Prefer private offices? You get less distraction, but also less interaction. What about bosses? Does your ideal supervisor simply hand out assignments or appraisals and stay out of your way? Or are you looking for a mentor who supports your efforts and career growth? Do you want the company to offer professional training or a tuition reimbursement so you can stay sharp or evolve? Do you care about the company's stance on different societal issues? Many people want to feel like they're making the world a better place in some way. So some workers don't just want the company to preach their values to strengthen their brand, they also want them to stand by them, even if it means speaking out in areas they don't typically comment. Another recent hot topic is the ability to work remotely. Is that a deal breaker for you? Again, this list could go on, but the point is that you want to know the company is just as good a fit for you as you are for them. By understanding what you need, you'll be able to weigh a company's pluses and minuses against each other. So that covers a bit of self-reflection, but there's still an obvious question hanging out there. How are we supposed to know what a company culture is like without ever having worked there? Seems tricky, I know, but there are ways. Oh, there are many ways. You just have to channel your inner detective. Start online. A company's website and social media presence can say a lot about their culture. Do they celebrate employee accomplishments or milestones, or events like happy hours? If not, maybe they're not employee-oriented. Next, networking. It's another good method to learn from. There's no rule that says you can't talk to people who work at a company you want to apply for. Just make sure they're not in charge of hiring, so you get less of a sales pitch and more of an honest opinion. That said, connecting with the human resource rep can also help. Ask them about turnover, new employee retention, and the typical time it takes to advance in the company. These can be good indicators. If you want to really get inside, try applying for a shadowing opportunity, an internship, or a co-op position. It takes more time and energy on your part, but you'll get your foot physically in the door and can be a fly on the wall to absorb all the culture around you. And finally, no matter what you do, consider visiting the company before you apply. People tour schools before making educational decisions all the time. Why not use the same technique when vetting an employer? Wow, those were some pretty good ideas. I'm actually impressed. I know, right? I surprise myself all the time. Okay, enough of that. Remember, recognizing the importance of company culture does not place you at its mercy. In fact, taking it seriously allows you to flip the power dynamic a little bit, from checking your brand to holding the company accountable for their brand and who they really are. Let's be honest, if a company ends up not being a good fit for you, then nobody wins. It's just wasted time and energy that could have been used gaining real career traction. And with a third of our life spent working, time is a commodity we should all be using wisely, because we can't get it back. By the way, if a third is spent working, another third of our life is actually spent sleeping. The last third, well, that's up to you, so go be awesome. What if it was your job to sleep? That would be a perfect workplace culture. Maybe I should look into that.